Shamima Begum is going to come back to Britain unless the Home Office can successfully appeal against the decision of the courts to allow it. Ms Begum, who is 20 now, was one of 3 schoolgirls who left London to join the Islamic State group in Syria back in 2015. Her citizenship was revoked then by the Home Office on security grounds, they said, after she was found in a refugee camp in 2019. The Court of Appeal saying now that she had been denied a fair hearing because she couldn't make her case from the Syrian camp. We'll talk in a moment to Jonathan Hall QC, who's the independent reviewer of terrorism legislation. But first to Richard Walton, the former head of Counter-Terrorism Command and the Metropolitan Police, a senior fellow now at Policy Exchange. Morning to you.
Good morning.
How worried are you by the prospect of her coming back?
Well, I of course, respect the independent judiciary, but I think that on this occasion, the Court of Appeals made a profound mistake, which will have, I think, serious ramifications for our security and set, frankly, a dangerous precedent.
Why so?
Well, it's quite alarming to see the Court of Appeal take over the Home Secretary's responsibility for deciding who should be allowed to enter the UK, judging essentially for itself the importance of national security, against a procedural issue, whether she actually had to be physically present in court during the appeal. And that's effectively undermined what is a statutory power by Parliament that was enacted to enable the Home Secretary to protect the public.
But wasn't the court's feeling that actually she wasn't necessarily a security concern, and that then weighed in their judgment? And what is your evidence, or what is the evidence that she is?
Well, the court is not entitled to make that decision, not the Court of Appeal. The Home Secretary had at his disposal all the available intelligence from all the police and intelligence agencies, weighed that decision up, and obviously the evidential matters as well, and took a decision that she was a threat to national security and shouldn't be allowed to return.
But what is the evidence that she is?
Well, I'm not privy to that evidence, but obviously, in her own words, she said she had a good time, it fulfilled her aspirations and what she expected. She referred to that she was okay with severed heads, it was Islamically allowed, and the Manchester bombings were tit for tat. So I think we can safely say that she was radicalised, at least when she did that interview, subsequently to being detained. So I think we have to trust the Home Secretary's judgment on this, who has the available evidence. I
suppose the question is whether she is, and some people might say, well, no, actually, she would be monitored, and she's changed her mind anyway, and she wouldn't personally be a threat. But are you saying that even if she isn't personally, that actually the fact of her being there, here, becomes kind of totemic and inflaming?
Oh, well, absolutely. But also, I think one wonders if this is a decision that's been influenced by gender and age. Some see Begum as a young, vulnerable girl, but we fail to recognise that increasingly girls and women are getting involved in terrorism. It was only 2 weeks ago that a 37-year-old woman from West London was convicted of plotting a terrorist attack against St Paul's Cathedral. We forget so quickly. She poses a threat, a real and genuine threat. We have to trust the decision of the Home Secretary on that. And it's not, in my view, the Court of Appeal preserve to make this decision and to overturn the statutory powers that Parliament enacted to give the Home Secretary the power to protect the public.
Richard Walton, thank you very much.